Righty ho. So I am streaming it again. Just having a quick look at my task manager just to see if anything too crazy. I don't want to do this midstream, do anything serious midstream. And yeah, Stellaris is pretty chunky on memory and CPU, but I've got plenty to spare. Um, let's just see if it goes. Yeah. Hi again. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more responsive this time. So you might have to ask me a couple of questions in real time just to see what happens. Also, if you are enjoying the stream, please do follow. I'm quite a new streamer, so it's nice, it's just nice to get some follows so that I know that people are actually watching the content. Um, I'm going to be streaming. I'm going to be streaming regularly from midday on a Sunday. One stream at the moment that'll be the Stellaris. Yeah, I know. Um, and then Wednesday evenings at 9. So I'm in the UK, so that's the midday British summertime. Although it doesn't feel like summer out there today. Um, but yeah, no. Oh yeah, I'm really enjoying the streaming. In fact, weirdly, the hardest part about it is yeah, it does. If you've just typed that, I think it seems an awful lot better. Um, yeah, the chatting to people on the stream is way more fun than playing the game. Although I love the game, just to say I love the game. Yeah, cool. Right, okay. That. Thank you for the tip. If it is as simple as restarting the stream, seems kind of daft not to. So yeah, feel free to ask more specific questions. Um, I won't pretend to be the world's greatest streamer of Stellaris in terms of knowing all of the tiny technical details. Some of the YouTube videos out there. Yeah, I'll bet it is. I don't know what happens with it sometimes. Um, but I will do my best. As I say, I've never even played through this Origin before, so there's bound to be stuff that I've never seen. Um, but yeah, if you, it's such a good game. And the big thing with Paradox is they will keep investing in their games. It's both their greatest strength and their greatest weakness. So when you get the game vanilla first comes out, yeah, it isn't the game that it'll be in 18 months' time. Um, but I've loved Stellaris all the way through. But the last update with Diplomacy has changed the games radically. Doesn't change the early game much, but as you go on, it's changed it radically. So I'm gonna anyway with the game. Um, I'm gonna leave Baba alone for the minute. Everyone there's working. Main thing just to keep an eye on is if you've got spare jobs or unemployed pops. So at the moment, I've got a nice balance, got plenty of housing, and people are generally quite happy because I've got enough amenities available. Um, Obviously, we want to have loads of pops, um, and in terms of efficiency, you want to have them all employed. You don't want them unemployed. You don't want to have shitloads of jobs. Excuse my language. You don't want to have loads and loads of jobs empty because at the beginning, your resources are going to be really tight. So building, I could build a building here, but I've not actually got anyone to work in it. So let's not do that for now. Um, there's loads and loads of menus here, so especially I wouldn't go into all of them. It's worth having a quick flick through. Um, yeah, that's my planet. Yeah, and you've got all sorts of views in here. Um, the population, you can see what jobs all of you guys have got down here. You can see, so population tab, you can see the mix of different races that you've got. You can see I've got a growing Starfox population here. I haven't got anything assembling. You can see there's no status bar under the robots. Um, Probably is worth getting robot tech as early as you can, unless you're doing a specific roleplay. I like Battlestar Galactica, the series. So sometimes I'll play a role play Stellaris of that, and we do not go down the robot route. But otherwise, it's a really good idea to get robots if you can, particularly for things like mining, kind of the menial jobs. They're really good. And if you do want to go in and have a little bit more of a look, you can see you've got three different types of pops. You've got workers. That's where you'll focus your robots at the beginning as well. So just bear that in mind. Specialists and rulers. So I've taken merchant guilds, which means I've got an extra merchant who produces some amenities, increases my trade value, and produces some unity. Although at the cost of food and consumer goods, is that sort of orange symbol. I wouldn't go into too much depth on this at the beginning. Just know it's there. Armies. You can see I've got a couple of armies. If you're being invaded, this is where you'll kind of see more information about what's coming at you. I generally avoid generals, but if you did want to get a general, um, just bear in mind Stellaris is really about your navy. Yeah, ground armies. Yeah, definitely ground armies. And Stellaris is really about your navy. If it gets to the point where you've got ground armies coming in on a regular basis, you've probably lost your navy as well. So be careful with generals. Um, and again, if you caught the bit at the beginning where I was talking about army strength, it's nice to have. And in fact, one of the traits I've gone gives you extra armies. But, if your fleet is in control, you shouldn't be having enemy armies landing on you anyway. The game could be very, very bad. I think I may have left the difficulty on default. We'll see how that goes. And corporate's only really an issue if you're playing a megacorp. I'd probably leave that for now. Most of the time will be spent in this window here. But I'll leave it for now because we will come back to it. At the beginning, I don't want to spend any resources here. I haven't got any spare population to work. And all of my pops are employed, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. And the game does give you a relatively good balance of starting bits and pieces. So you've got enough to keep your economy moving along. The right hand side, you've got the outliner. Again, if you're finding you're struggling, closing the outliner can help with CPU power later on. Obviously, it's a quick link to our capital, our main shipyard, station. It's going to get so annoying saying that. Your main shipyard, in fact, all of your shipyards will come on here. It can get quite cluttered later on. But you can see I've got a shipyard, which I am going to make use of straight away. So early on, if you remember that big galaxy map, what I want to find is good systems and habitable planets as quickly as possible. And I want to try and get to some of these bottlenecks as well. So for instance... Oh yeah, if you're running VR games, I don't think you need to worry too much. Yeah, you've probably got a better computer than mine. You're probably looking on this map. Definitely want to get this system because it means that nobody can come in here. Probably want to get that system as well. Again, because it just means then I've got this nice little chunk. And definitely that one, but probably want to stretch as far as there. Yeah, cool. Yeah, you're preaching to the converted on that. Speaking of which, let's get our science ships going. So we're at the yellow, so I'm going to go straight up here. There's a couple of things you can do. Some people you can't move your civilian ships onto unexplored areas, so when you right click on one of these, you've got the option to explore or survey. I've seen two approaches. You can just go mad just exploring. So that's literally just you fly your ship in, don't worry too much about what's going on. And you're really just looking for planets and things like that when you do that. And survey is when you want to do a more thorough look in order to identify the resources and identify any unique stuff going on in the system. So let's just get this going. I quite like to get a survey going quickly. So I'm just going to get this guy going, and then you can shift click to add extra orders. So we'll just get those going. Yeah, exactly, yep. So a scout ship really just needs to fly into a system, which is what exploring is. And it opens it up for your other ships, and you can see if there's any planets there. Scout ships are really important at the beginning. If you look, you haven't got much by way of resources for building, but I would recommend getting a scout ship as early as possible. The other thing that's worth doing straight away is get your construction ship building something, and I would probably go for, where is it? The minerals here, because it costs minerals to build stations. So I'd get that going. Other thing, I guess, that I didn't do, obviously, do bear in mind your traits. So my ruler has investor, which means I'm going to have more trade value. Okay, fine. That's fine. Um, and monthly unity plus 10%. I mean, both of those are okay, but there's loads and loads and loads of options up there. Some will give you cheap build costs, things like that. It's worth having a quick look at the beginning, just in case you have got anything really good. Um, we haven't got anything particularly posh coming in. And you can see all your leaders down here. So you got your different scientists. And we've got a governor. Just worth bearing in mind, even a really rubbish governor governing the home sector. Whoops, governing my Baba sector. Even a really rubbish governor is giving you a small boost to output, and this I don't like. Resilient, I'm not a fan of. There are loads of things that give you boosts to output, cheaper build costs, but hey. And then for the scientists, not bad. We've got two geniuses who give you plus 10 research speed to everything. And alright, expertise propulsion, even better research speed, but only in one narrow field. And then we've got another scientist who's got adaptable, who gains experience faster, which is fine. I think he's the one we'll start out here anyway. Yep. Leaders out doing exploring, I think, tend to get XP faster anyway. So you've got your species tab, which not much point in going into. We've only got ourselves at the minute. Claims, only once we start. We'll worry about that later. Factions kick in later as well. Technology is absolutely critical in this game. So you do want to try and get what tech you can. So let's have a look and see what's available at the minute. Physics-wise, what do we go for first? Ideally, I want anything that's going to boost research. At the minute, though, you can see I only get 9.7 from jobs, which is, okay. So 20% boost to that. Yeah, it's okay. Not particularly short on anything else. All right, we'll go for it for now. Society. Food isn't a big issue right now. As I've said, you've said several times, not too bothered about armies at the beginning. At some point, you want to get that. So I'll go for research again. Little bit of an interesting choice here because he's got propulsion. Do I just want to go? So you will get extra research speed. So if you look at, say, nanomechanics, he's got a plus 2% research speed because it's a different field. Whoops, sorry, wrong button. Whereas if I say, actually, let's go for afterburners, he gets quite a significant buff. So I will go for afterburners, I think, just to get it through. They're a nice component. This give you a little bit of extra speed and evasion, which means you're less likely to get hit. So can't complain too much at that. And it's just make sure you're researching something all the time. Fleet Manager is about building fleets. It feels like a long time. Yeah, 100 months feels like a long time. It's not too bad, though. I mean, at the beginning of the game, we're basically set on the default. So it is what it is. As what you want to get your research points up as much as you can. So yeah, I mean it's long. But that's just the way it is. You can see we've got 79 months up here. But it is a slightly more advanced technology as well. Yeah, and if you can get ahead on research, it's a big advantage. It's a really big advantage. It opens up a huge amount of options. I don't know how far you've watched through all the tutorials, but it opens up a really huge amount of options in terms of, for instance, we were talking about habitability of planets earlier. You know, in the society tree, you have a lot of options for improving your habitability. Um, Physics, I guess, has got its own. That sticks out for me. I like the society tree, but there's a lot of good stuff for engineering in here. In here, robots, for instance, come under engineering. Things like that. As your population grows, you'll obviously have more capacity for researchers, and you can find it in space as well. Yeah, and at the beginning, it just is what it is, unfortunately. Fleet manager, well, at the minute, it is what it is. Later on, when we've got more complicated ship designs, we can worry about that. Speaking of ship designer, I just want to double check. That's fine as a starting ship. I don't really like having a picket ship as a starting ship. I'm just going to turn off the auto generates as well. I prefer to go in and have a look at my ships. Again, the starting ships are usually pretty good. I like the interceptor. It's fine. You'll pretty quickly want to get missile boats as well. Traditions, let's not worry about that. Edicts, I tend to shy away from these at the beginning. Fortify the border. Encourage political thought. Yeah, because again, your influence is so everything's precious right at the beginning. We don't have a lot of influence, and we need influence for expanding into new systems. Policies is worth a quick look. So at the moment, I'm expansionist. You might find that there are different options. For instance, if you've gone fanatic pacifist, you might want a different option, isolationist. So at the moment, cheaper outposts, faster colonies. But if we do encounter enemies, we're gonna find that the tension ranks up a bit because of the border friction, which is fine. I do want to expand at the moment. War philosophy is fine. It's worth bearing in mind with diplomacy as well. If you're really desperate to get an alliance or pull someone into a federation, they might be really upset with you because basically you don't mind dropping bombs on civilians. So particularly pacifists hate that. So you can change some of these. At the beginning, resettlement prohibited. Our planet's going to explode. We do not want to leave that like that for the whole game, but for now I'll leave it as is. I'm going to change the economy. Economic policy is I forget which DLC it came in with. Not the economy. Sorry, I do apologise. Trade. At the moment, we're set for maximum cash, so each point of trade value on our empire becomes money. But at the sacrifice of some cash, you could either get consumer goods, don't need that at the moment, or some unity. And I do like the unity. This is a personal preference, so I'm, for the moment, just going to change that to ideas. And at the moment, I'm not going to worry about anything else there. We haven't got anything to expand into. That can be handy later in the game. If you do want to look at all your different sectors when the game gets later, it's there. The market we'll use in a minute anyway, and these three we'll use quite a lot. I think probably the best plan is just to get going with the game. Oh, one more thing. You can see I've been chatting for, I don't know what, 20 minutes, and I haven't even unhit the pause button yet. So, again, if I'm explaining a little bit too much, please feel free to say as well. I haven't done one of the things that I think is a really good idea. Yeah, cool. And again, just keep asking questions. As I said before, I can't understand why anyone would stream if they don't want to interact with someone who's watching them. Mad. Shipyard. I'm going to build another science ship. Knowledge is power. Yeah, mad. Right, I am going to hit unpause now. Well, I don't know. I sometimes you do watch streams, and I guess this probably happens with the more popular streamers. Their chat's going insane, but even they make time. But then there's some other streams where you think, And this person just doesn't seem to give a monkeys that people are watching them. I guess if you're the most skilled person in the universe at a game, you can probably get away with that. But just so you know, when I'm looking away, I've got my chat window is just there, so I'm constantly looking out. But yeah, why wouldn't you interact with your people? Bonkers. So, how fast is fast? Whoa. The end is nigh. As earthquakes and volcanic activity on Vababa continue to increase in frequency and intensity, our scientists are now able to more accurately predict when the end will come. They estimate we have between 35 and 45 years until the planet detonates. Yeah, that's a bad start. Conditions on the surface will steadily deteriorate. Oh, that's not good. I hadn't realised that. It doesn't feel like a lot. I think it's quite quick. No, I think it's a short period of time. It's enough that we should be able to get some colonies, especially if we wanted to play this mad hard. We could turn off the nearby planets that are colonizable, but you just don't know. So we've got to make sure we secure planets as quickly as possible. The big problem is your colonies really won't have a lot of time to develop, so it won't. We need to. Basically, it's not a long time to develop an economy as good as your home worlds. The only good news is that we can access rich resources. So what have we got? 10 devastation. Yep. Doomsday modifier giving habitability minus 30%. Can we have a quick look at the planet beforehand? Oh, it's already devastated. So if you look, again, so habitability. So if you're going for a desert planet, this would be even worse. As that drops, your populations need more amenities, more upkeep, and produce less, and grow slower. So it becomes a real brutal thing. Do we get extra production? But we do get extra production. So the flip side is we're getting more allies, more minerals, more energy credits. Yeah, surprisingly enough, our immigration pool. So nobody, for some strange reason, nobody wants to move to a planet that's going to blow up. Again, mad take. Mad. Um, so you can see our stability's gone down. So, I mean, again, if you've seen a few tutorials and things on Paradox games, there are so many numbers everywhere. Um, oh, and crime's gone up. Well, it's just wall-to-wall joy at the minute, isn't it? Um, so the devastation's not helping that because it's damaged our housing, it damaged everything. So hopefully, as that comes back on, some of this will improve. For now, I'm just going to kind of close my eyes, ignore it, and try and find another planet we can get to ASAP. Oh, if you like numbers, Paradox games are absolutely crazy. Yeah, crime. Yeah, crime. These are the end times. The end is nigh. So yeah, crime. And I don't. And of course, the planet's going to blow up. I mean, if I had crime on a planet I was going to keep, you can build buildings to kind of cope with that. But like, the planet's going to blow up. I don't want to put too many resources into building this planet because everything I spend here is going to blow up. And I gave it a stupid name. Why did I pick that one? Still, I'm hoping when the planet goes up, we should still have access to all the resources. But yeah, it's not great. And there you can see we're generating 18 trade. I don't know where that's going to move when we blow up. That's another interesting one. Right, let's let the game go a little bit. Just so that we're getting some exploration in. And our food production's gone as well. Really? Yeah, this is a harsh start, man. Why is our food production bombed? Oh, because all our production's dropped. Oh well, right. First world problems. Let's find another planet first. Yeah, they're not joking when they say that the origin's challenging. I mean, like, okay, so we've got our second science ship. Um, Now, one of the things at the beginning of the game, especially, is just this is where the galactic market comes in. It's really, really useful. I can't actually afford to buy a new scientist. Uh, I just haven't got enough cash. I need 200. So don't be afraid to use the galactic market. Usually I would sell food. Clearly that's not going to be such an option in this game. Um, consumer. Oh man. Yeah, normally I'd sell consumer goods as well, but again, that doesn't feel like such an option in this game. On the other hand, I'm not losing consumer goods. So let's do that. So just to get me the 200 I need, the 200 I need to recruit. So again, you can see you got a range of options. This person's going to be going in a science ship, so you could. There's a few for exploration, archaeology, things like that. I'm actually going to take the genius. Yeah, no, this is tough. Like I say, I've never played this one before, so yeah. At the beginning, you'd have a little bit more margin. I mean, resources are going to be tight at the beginning, whatever you do. So, okay. Oh yeah, and the starting year is 2200. We need to keep that in mind as the years tick by. I'm going to recruit the genius because they're flexible in the research later on. Although it doesn't make any difference when you're out exploring. None of these do. And let's get him on the ship. And let's get him. I think I will do a quick run of explores with this guy just so that you can see there's no planet here. Um, I've suddenly decided it's probably worth following my own advice and finding the habitable planets as quickly as possible. So yeah, our economy is going to be brutalized in this one. There we go. So we've got a mining station, which is great. We've got enough resources. So on the flip side, we are getting more because of this somewhat annoying thing. We are actually getting a little bit more alloys, minerals, and energy than you'd have. System directly east. Yep, no idea at the moment. Hang on, that's west. Sorry, black hole. So it's very unlikely to have a planet. Yeah, I know. Sorry. The other west, the other east. It's a black hole. Yeah, typically don't have planets, but there can be other cool stuff in them. Um, so I'm probably not going to prioritize it. I really need the planets, and I'm gonna keep prioritizing money at the minute because I may need to buy in food. So let's just see what we come up with. Trade value. That's nice to have. So there's no doesn't seem to be a habitable planet in Arich. I'm probably going to get another. Here we go. Right, what's that? An arid world. So arid's going to be dry and warm. Um, Beggars can't be choosers. If our homeworld's going to explore and we haven't found anything better, we'll take it. But for now, I'm happy just to keep looking. And a little bit of extra science is absolutely fine. How are you doing? Nearly explored. So one thing I want to have, the reason I've got him actually surveying rather than just looking for planets, I do want to have somewhere, once this construction ship's finished here, I do want to have something that can go and do in terms of expanding our resources. And the trade, I guess, there's no harm as well. That will go into giving us extra cash. And because I've set it up for Unity, a little bit of extra Unity as well. I've got 100 alloys. I am going to build another science ship as well. Yeah, you probably spend most time on your galaxy map. So if you look, I'll hop back in to other windows as I need them. But yeah, so it's one of the reasons it's nice if the galaxy looks nice as well, because you're going to spend a lot of time here. Um, And as you can see now, my ships have moved around a little bit. We've got a few more hyperlanes revealed. Again, you can see this one's become a little bit more attractive because that's another dead end. So just by getting this station, we secure all of those. Um, but first things first. Let's see if we can find an actual habitable planet here. Nope. I didn't just miss any, did I? I don't think... I need to pay a bit more attention. I might have missed one on Arich. As you've probably spotted, I quite enjoy chatting. It's very easy to miss details when you are. Um, Again, we probably need 200 to get a leader. So what can we sell? Consumer goods has recovered. Okay, so the devastation on our planet was causing some of our people to be a bit upset. And let's give you a leader. Recruit. So, I'm going to pick this guy. More chance of finding anomalies. Sure. Why not? Yeah, no problem, no problems. Like I say, it's the way to play. Or certainly it's the way for me to play. This guy's good. More anomalies. Anomalies can be really cool. They can be a bit meh, but they're always interested. So let's get him going. Um, let's get you. Let's have a quick look here. Just see what we see. We do want to get him surveying as quickly as possible, though, because actually, that's when he starts to come into his own. Honestly, right, where are you, planets? Brilliant. So that's our first system survey. So this is a typical anomaly. So while scanning the asteroid belt, yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah. Um, Again, we're a little bit short on time. I don't want to get my guys researching anything that's way above their level at this stage. So we'll leave B for now. Yeah, so if we can get as far as here, we've got a nice little area. I'm going to take this choke point now anyway, because... Oh, an alloy's quite nice at the beginning of the system as well. They're quite rare. Found an anomaly, that's fine. Again, if you've watched a few Paradox games, tend to load up quite a few options here. But that's fine for now. Yeah, let's just keep... Oh, hello again, Magetta M. How you doing? So it's good to have two of you chatting. Um, so Kuro, Magetta M was watching me play some Europa Universalis yesterday, and actually, I do know him in the real world. So I'm just chatting to Kuro Canape, who's watching the stream, and I'd watched a few Stellaris tutorials, but never actually played. So I need to set up some hotkeys for funny things in chat, but I've only been streaming for a few days, so I haven't got that far yet. I don't know, Magetta. Did you see any of the earlier parts of the stream? We're basically right at the beginning. I'm more or less just okay. Yeah. Well, we're talking through relative. We're talking through everything in relative depth. You've probably played more Stellaris than I have, so do chip in where you can. Um, I'm going relatively slowly because I'm enjoying chatting. Just going to get this construction ship going. So the other thing that you really run short of at the beginning is influence. It's really, really precious. Have I run out of alloys as well? All right, bit stupidly, I'm low on alloys as well. So I want to build a star base here. I'm lacking some alloys because I've been building ships so fast. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's been fun, and that's the key thing. Um, so we'll move him into position, and if we have to buy some alloys, we'll have to buy some alloys. So just to backtrack very quickly for Megetta M, and I guess I've been on for a while anyways, no harm in backtracking a little bit. Playing Stellaris, I have gone for the origin that blows your planet up. Where do we see that? Species? Where do we see that? Oh, Doomsday, here we go. So, my homeworld is going to blow up in 35 to 40 years. And has already started getting a bit... Yeah, why not? I haven't played it yet. Um, and it's... Yeah, it's safe to say it's already causing... No, yeah, don't go this as a starter for 10. Um, it's definitely causing some problems. So if you look, my food production's already bombing. Um, yeah, my food production is already bombing. So my homeworld has already got minus 30% habitability. So if you note, that's dropped from 100. So I'm having to spend more resources and things to keep everyone good, and we're losing jobs. And surprisingly enough, nobody wants to move here. But I haven't found any other frozen planets yet. There's an arid world at a pinch. Oh yeah, people are unhappy as well because their world's blowing up. So you know, there's pros and cons. Yeah, I did. I've not played lithoids yet. I mean, but they are basically rocks, aren't they? So you're not going to be worried about a bit of snow if you're a rock. And then just very quickly, just to fly over. So I've gone for. I avoided materialist. So Kuro materialist gives you bonus research, so it's quite common to go for. So I just went for stuff that I thought was amusing. I want to do diplomacy, so I went for Xenophile, and I've gone for diplomatic corps. Um, and I went for merchant guilds because I like unity. I mean, tech rush is probably a strong word, but I do want as much tech as I can get. Bearing in mind my home world's going to blow up, so first port of call colonies. So yeah, as much tech as I can get, wonderful. But first priority is not dying. So I'm just going to let it play a little bit now. I'm looking for. Yeah, I think being diplomatic when your homeworld is blowing up is probably a good call. I think that's an understatement. So as you can see, there is an arid world here, but it's small and it's likely to be absolutely dire habitability for my species. Um, I'm not sure fair because what you're going to find is that nobody else's homeworld is going to blow up. That's the only planet I've found so far. So I reset the game to default. So there should be some habitable planets around here somewhere. There's our black hole. Oh, there is a planet. Not much of a planet, but there is a planet. Um, and it's a real shame, actually. Look at how cool our home system looks. It's got some amazing clouds in it. A real shame that it's going to blow up. Right, the other thing you might notice if you've not played a lot, it does take ships a long time to jump between systems. Just bear that in mind. Again, that can improve with technology as the game goes on. Not long enough, apparently. So, if I don't find a planet soon... Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's really slow. If I don't find a habitable planet soon, I'm just going to have to go for this arid world. Hang on, it's frozen... dry. Well, we beggars can't be choosers. We're going to have to start. Again, it's tiny. Well, but again, beggars can't be choosers because our homeworld's going to blow up. So if you look, we've got a ticker here. Also, 100 alloys. Time to build the starbase. Um, yeah, I think we're just going to have to look at some of these as potential colonies. Traditions. Okay. So again, if you're new, Kira, I don't know how much you've seen of the traditions in tutorials, but these are really, really fun. They're available to all the empires, and eventually you can get through loads of. Yeah, cool. Probably at the beginning you're looking at discovery or expansion. Um, yeah. Especially at the beginning, because of course you can't access all of them at once. In theory, you can kind of you do get something just for adopting it. So in theory, you could adopt as you get more unity. You could adopt 1 point here, 1 point here, 1 point here, 1 point here. But the ascension perks are really, really good, and you only get those when you complete a specialization in the tradition tree. So you got expansion, which does what it says on the tin. It's all about colonization, which I think for us is going to be fairly critical. It's got some really nice things like extra population, your growth speed increases, influence cost drops, which again is going to be a bottleneck for us. Discovery is all about tech and research. I actually quite like discovery. I'd often go for this first because I like anomalies and things like that. But again, I know I'll say this a lot, given that our home planet's about to explode, I probably won't this time. And then you've got supremacy, which is out and out warfare stuff. Some really nice, really, really nice stuff in here. Ship fire rate, brilliant. Diplomacy will probably go for relatively early because we want to play with federations. Prosperity, cash, and resources. Domination is a bit of a hodgepodge, to be honest. Great if you've got lots of underlings. And harmony, yeah, just nice stuff. Population growth, stability, kind of all good stuff. I'm going to go expansion at the minute. I want to get the starbase influence as quickly as possible. And once it looks like we've got some planets, I'll want to get these two as quickly as possible as well. So let's adopt expansion for now. The colony development speed at the moment is useless. But, you know, the rest after this is going to be handy. Right. I think I'm just going to do some exploring, some surveying. Let's at least get some habitable planets. That's surveying anyway. Let's at least get some habitable planets on the roster, and we can worry about the quality of the habitable planets later. So we are 1 year in already, 1.5 years in already of our 35-year ticker. Ooh, discovery of alien life. The ISS Muntat the Yellow has made a startling find on Zetheri 3A. The moon is teeming with alien life. For the first time in history, we have encountered life forms that did not originate on Vababa. I'm really going to get annoyed by that planet name. It seemed like such a good idea when I was randomising. So we get some society research. Wonderful. Actually, that is quite good. 119 society research right at the beginning of the game. As you can see, everything's taking forever. We only get 20-ish a month. It is, yeah. Okay, I agree. It sounds like Starfox talk, but look at my. Why again? Ba. And there is a lot of flavour in here. Again, I think there's some great mods for flavour, but let's look at it. Okay, so something that's ticked away in the background. If you look, these have changed from orange to red. So when we look at the habitability of these worlds, 15%. So this is pretty bad. Like we can live there. But again, I don't know. Did you ever watch Battlestar Galactica, the series? In that series, I don't want to do any spoilers, but they do find something at a planet at some point. Yeah, exactly. We can live there, so all of our amenities is going to be sky high. It's going to cost money to keep the population, and they're not going to do a very good job. And just because an arid world wasn't bad enough to start with, it's also a high gravity arid world, which is going to be extra money to build anything. Wonderful. Let's have a look at the other one. I mean, you'd call it marginally better in that it's not absolutely terrible. It's yeah, yeah. I know. It's not much though. It does have a special thing, a dust desert. What's a dust desert do for me? Maximum moat harvesting traps. Well, I mean, again, at this stage, harvesting specialist resources. These are cool. They allow you to upgrade things. So at some point later in the game, we'll need them. But early game, nope. Well, okay. This is a bit of a toughie. Maybe I want to send another. Maybe I do want to send one of my science ships out just over here quickly and over here, just in case there's a frozen world somewhere. But it's not looking good. Let's be a bit honest here. It is not looking good. Whoa. Okay. Voltanum star assembly. So we've recovered artifacts from an ancient stellar civilization on Etan Stellar 4. From what we've been able to piece together, these aliens who call themselves the Voltanum Star Assembly were worm-like annelids. I don't actually know what an annelid is. If anyone, if anyone's got any idea what an annelid is, please do let me know. Worm, is it? Interesting. So the situation log will become more and more important as the game goes on, because that's basically where all your interesting stuff gets put. Ooh, I'd earthworms. Yeah, they sound pleasant creatures then, the Voltanum. And you can see now we've got an active. It's a quest basically, an active quest in the situation log to look for the Voltanum. I'd almost forgotten about this, but because we're a democracy, our governor has a mandate. If we can complete this, we will get influence bonuses. Again, the politicians may want consumer goods to go up. Doesn't seem like the highest priority when your world is about to blow up. I mean, like, come on. Right. We have now colonized the system. Colonized, sorry, that's a bit strong. We have now built a research outpost. We have now built an outpost. The alloys is good. That's quite rare at the beginning of the game, so we do want to pick that up. If you look, our total alloy production is only 12, so getting one for free is great. And you need alloys for all of your ships and star bases and things like that. Right, so not going to go down as the world's best start in terms of. Ooh, the xenologists are practically falling over themselves to publish their takes on recent findings of alien life. This fevered storm in the scientific community has had some negative, on yet temporary impact on research in other fields. I'm a scientist by trade when I'm not on playing video games, and I can tell you we do get super excited about various bits and pieces. Oh, hang on, you are actually surveying that. Please don't survey that yet. Just clear your orders. We just want to see if there's any habitable planets down here at this stage. Must have clicked the wrong button. And I don't think I'll go much further out than that. I really. We might just have to endure it. Yeah, it does sound more like real life than a joke, doesn't it? Whoops. Um, yeah, I get quite involved with politics as well, and I have some very strong opinions on some of them. Um, right, adaptable. Okay, he's leveled up. That's nice. It just means he'll do everything a bit more efficiently. And we've discovered a strategic resource called Zro. Well, that's very nice. Again, hardly critical right now. So Zro is, yeah, it's quite cool. All the psionic stuff. And there is an anomaly there as well. Surface writing. Um, let's leave that for now. I normally would do those, but again, I just want to find habitable planets as quickly as possible. Hello. Oh, it's an ocean world. Um, yeah. I'm probably going to take at least one of these anyway. I mean, beggars can't be choosers. Ocean might be better, but it's a long path to get down there, so I'm hoping there was one a little bit closer. Where do we go now? So this one should be surveyed relatively soon. Geez, only 30 years. Oh, 30, 33. Come on, don't worry me. Don't knock off 10% of this. Um, it's tough enough at the minute as it is. And I've got a few more resources. One more science ship. I tend to go a bit mad with science ships. I really love them. Um, but they're great at the beginning, but they do become a bit less critical as the game goes on. And of course, they do cost things to maintain. So every ship I'm building, you can see I've got 6 energy being consumed by ships, and not too much alloys, but but I love science ships. I love having information about the galaxy. Ah, oh, it's garbage. It's absolutely well. Okay, again, it's probably the best of a bad bunch so far. Um, at least we get good minds there, and it's slightly bigger. Wow. Okay. The only hope is that there's something good up here. Otherwise, we're just going to have to start. Um, we're just going to have to concede defeat. Actually, do we want to get this one first? We did say it's marginally better. Um, I don't know. Again, I've not played this Origin before. My feeling is it's probably bad luck as much as anything else. Um, but I haven't played this Origin. It seems like another level of cruel on top of the Origin, which is already quite hard. Um, we'll see what we find out there. But who knows? Oh, man. Do you know what? That one's so dire. Let's go for this one first. So, yeah, it's definitely more fun than I was expecting. Um, and we have now got plenty of cash, so we can just recruit one straight up. Um, there's not too much in these. I'm probably going to go for the really young one. Oh yeah, the food is still going down. I'd forgotten that. Luckily, we do seem to be doing okay for money, so we're just going to have to buy it, I think. Yeah, thank. And the other thing is, what happens if the planet gets worse? I mean, this isn't necessarily as bad as it's going to get. It's going to get. I think the Origin said it's going to get steadily worse before it blows up. So there's something to look forward to. Right, I'm going to very quickly explore up here as a kind of last hope. But after that, I think I'm going to have to start being realistic and just take what we've got, which is going to be an extremely challenging start. I think that's fair to say. Um, but sometimes it's nice to watch people kind of expand all over the map really easily, and sometimes it's more fun to really um, see someone having fun. It is more fun. The challenging games are definitely most fun. Whoa, whoa, calm down, everyone. A desert, honestly. Oh, you can't write this stuff. Is it even worth exploring it at this stage? No. Let's just have a quick look. You never know. That's a lovely choke point. That's a lovely choke point. Um, but again, is there anything worth choking off anyway? Right. Okay. So we're now getting to the more useful things. Starbase influence is definitely a good idea. At the moment, we're okay, but it's yeah. Could you imagine if I'd taken desert preference? The difference this game would be. Um, Unfortunately, I didn't. So we're stuck with it, and I will stick with it. I'm not. I prefer sticking it out. We can still build a building. Is our population still growing? Yeah, we've nearly got another Starfox. Um, oh, I don't want to put too much resource into the homeworld, but then again, we haven't actually got anywhere else to build yet. Do we want the food, or do we just want something else? Hmm. I might go money. As you can see, there's loads and loads of things we could build. But I think at this stage, unless it's directly contributing to us not dying, I'm not keen. I suppose we could go for research. More alloys is always nice. It's worth it's worth bearing in mind as well, Kuro, that at some point we are going to meet hostile empires, so we do need to have some provision for building ships in place as well. Um, I don't really want to build food. I hope we can buy that. I'm going to go alloy foundries for now. Yeah, okay, let's do that for now. And you... Yeah, yeah, it would be. Who knows? I mean, there's all sorts of empires. I mean, we could get an absolute pacifist empire, which would be... That'd be okay. We could get marauders, there's traders. Obviously, we could get one of the fanatical exterminator type races, which would be probably bad. Wait, what have we found? Hellish. I think we'll leave that for now. What are all our science ships doing? Okay, they're all doing something. We found some exotic gases. Have you just calculated that? Yeah, okay. It sounds a lot more worrying when you phrase it like that. Okay, exotic gases. Again, it's nice to have, but right now it doesn't help us. That's not days, is it? Oh yeah, that might be days. That sounds even worse. Yeah, so we've got 35 years. It could be 45 if we're lucky. Well, our governor's leveled up. Good for you. Okay, come on. Let's go and have a quick look down here. Cool. Right, they're going. But you did just calculate that, yeah? Thank you. To 95 months. Is it really 95 months? No, it must be more than that. Surely. Oi, oi, oi. It's pretty scary either way. There we go. Might as well build the mining stations here. Oh, we haven't got enough resources to build all of them. Build the really good one first, please. Yeah, it's just worth bearing that in mind. You can obviously right click to do them all on the galaxy map. Again, another reason why you stay in the galaxy map. but a little bit of micromanagement sometimes just to get them going. Look at it. It doesn't even look nice. Honestly, I can't believe I'm actually going to colonize it. Oh, it just feels wrong. Oh, crumbs. Right, we need alloys, consumer goods, all the things we're not producing really well. Ah, this is a real 7 years. Okay. Um, all of this stuff is the stuff we're struggling to make at the moment. Just to be really, really cruel. So I think we are going to have to go into the market for stuff. We'll let the alloys build up first, and then I think we're going to have to just do it. We have discovered some hostile alien vessels, which we've called Alpha Aliens. Yeah, well, do you know what, Kuro? I think living on a space station sounds like a really good plan right now. And of course, I'll bet you this planet that's surrounded by hostile aliens is probably going to be really good. Let's have a quick look. Well, yeah, yeah, it is going to be really good. It's an alpine world, so it's gone. There's an alpine world there anyway. That is just typical. 3,000 power fleet, aliens in there. So the good news is we found a planet that's actually good for us. The bad news is it's surrounded by an alien fleet that is 30 times more powerful than our current 30 times more powerful than our current fleet. Um, Trinery. Thanks, game. Thanks. But at least we found one. I haven't really Magetta. I haven't really got that far in terms of thinking about migrating my pops. Um, the other thing that's quite hilarious is if you look at the starting policies, resettlement is prohibited, which I can obviously change. It's just a button click, but I mean, I really didn't think this one through. I did not min max. I mean, I obviously knew that the planet was going to blow up. Yeah, no one leaves. I, we can let one or two. We can let one or two out, Kuro. I mean, like, it's going to be a really short stream otherwise, isn't it? Like, oh, we've got an unemployed pop. So just keep an eye out for that symbol when you are playing. Um, Again, we're building alloy foundries. Although, I mean, crumbs. We've got so many other problems. I don't know why we're worrying about that. Desperation, I suppose. Desperation. I tell you what, we have found lots and lots of interesting resources. Again, just none of them are any use. None of them are any use. Okay, if you could finish off the mining outposts. I can see Magetta asking, I'm in Wales if it's any interest. Oh, yeah. Diplomatic answer. Hang on, I keep hitting explore by accident, survey by accident. Cancel those orders, please. Where are you? Honestly. So are you thinking lithoids, Magetta? Yeah, I consider me well and truly wishing that I had got lithoids. Again, can you imagine this with plus 50% habitability? All right, still pretty garbage, but um, it's a much better quality of garbage then. Yeah, I think we are pretty much at give up point on finding anything good nearby. Right, let's go and have a quick look up here. No, man. Well, my scientists are leveling up. Ah, look at the food, man. Maybe I should have built a food district. Oh well, I didn't. Um, I haven't played through with them. No, that might be the next one after this. Um, I played a little bit with Hivemind. I'd quite like to try the Tree of Life origin at some point. It looks kind of interesting. We have found an abandoned gateway. I'm sure no harm will come of playing with that. Um, yeah, the machines. I played a little, only a tiny bit with machines, truthfully. I did play some Drivener simulators, which was quite fun. Um, Nobody likes you, and you get cool cyborg pops. You can basically cyborg every pop in the game. Um, the Hive Mind, I think probably I'd go Hive Mind for my next one, just for the flavour. Right, science ships. I think it's time to stop playing around and start just surveying. Ah, oh, just to taunt me. Oh man. We now know without a doubt that a thriving biosphere is not something unique to Vababa. Both the scientific community and the public at large are eager to learn more about the various forms of alien life found throughout the galaxy. Efforts to catalogue the life forms we encounter are already underway, but our xenobiologists have urged us to focus our planetary survey efforts on habitable, life-bearing worlds. It's taunting me. It is taunting me. Yeah, fine, okay. We will go and survey a load of habitable worlds. That's fine. So if you look again in the situation log, oh, should we do that? Should we not do that? No, let's leave it for now. We do need him. This takes up a lot of science, is why I'm umming and ahhing. So it'll be about 23 months worth of science. I might leave that for now. They're in a little backwater. They're not bothering me. Most of the aliens. Yeah. And get the most important bits and stick them on a ship somewhere. I mean, ideally, we should start categorizing deserts, if there are any on our planet that aren't just completely frozen. Habitable world survey. We need to survey 8 habitable worlds. I mean, it's literally taunting us. Oh well, right, okay. On with the fun. Um, you are joking. Hostile aliens. Oh, it's a crap world. Okay, that's fine. Um, so, yep, there's some hostile aliens. They're not quite as powerful as the previous one, but they're more than powerful enough to keep us out of the way for now. Um, wow, look at that dog leg there. Um, the other thing that these do in the early game is, 600 fleet power, which is what this one is, 700. That's a lot of fleet power compared to early game fleets. So, if there was a horrible hostile alien over here, you reckon, Magetta? That's just. You make a fair point. Is it worth just waiting for that to finish first? Do you reckon? I'll let you reply. Do you reckon it's worth finishing what I've currently got first, as that's going to give me a research boost anyway? Yeah, these guys. Essentially, if there was a horrible driven simulator here, it puts a little bit of a break. He's going to have to build up a fleet to kill that before he can come through. So yeah, it's annoying for me because I can't get past it. But that works both ways. So that leaves this area relatively safe for now. Right, we haven't found anything useful down here. So if you could get on with the surveying down here at least, and we'll survey our way towards this. Already said, already surveyed that one. Sorry, let's clear orders. Right, let's queue up a few orders there. Um, yeah, I mean, problem is with influence, when it goes, it really, really goes. So, hostile fleet we've dealt with. Another system surveyed we've dealt with. Can you just go and finish that survey just so we've got it done? And then actually, if you could survey here, I guess we do want to go up this way if we can. We certainly want to have the option of crushing this alien fleet later, because it's still a habitable world in a sea of utter crap. Um, we might as well take it. I have plenty of alloys now. Um, food is dire. Yeah, it really is dire. Consumer goods are pretty dire. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know what I would do in this situation where I've only come up with bad habitable planets if it wasn't Doomsday. I guess at some point you just take the hit, but yeah, if you look at the moment, what are we? We're only 5 years in, 4 years in, 4 and a bit years in. You know, there's a lot of planets and sectors is quite a good view. There's a lot of resources coming from here. Yep, yep. You can learn to terraform later on. So there's loads of cool things later on. You could terraform. Um, so yeah, potentially we could terraform those planets to be more habitable later on. You can build space stations later on. I think you said something about living on a space station would be a good way of doing it. Yeah, absolutely correct. Building a space station would be a good way of doing it. Unfortunately, you can't unless you've got Voidborn. So there's one of the origins is Voidborn, which essentially is this, but your planet already exploded and you're all living on space stations. Um, and you can build all sorts of crazy ships and ring worlds, Dyson spheres, massive techno hubs. So it's a really deep game. Again, I love Paradox games when they get going. There is a huge amount of depth. I think it depends on the origin. Um, so the Voidborn and the this one in particular, yeah, they're having big effects. Um, some of the others would probably have smaller effects. So I think there's two of the origins you start off in federations of different types. That can obviously have quite an effect on how you expand. There's one called Scion, where you're a vassal of a fallen empire. That one is mental because they give you gifts every now and again, and their gifts are like battleships. Um, so you and they will protect you if you get attacked. So you can be a lot more aggressive in that game. But yeah, yeah. So it definitely has a big impact. Whereas some of the others maybe wouldn't. So prosperous unification is the default. It's probably fairly similar to Lost Colony, say. The only difference with Lost Colony is, yeah, I think it is. I haven't played one all the way through because I got a bit bored. I mean, once you're given a fleet that can basically smash um, everyone else on the game at the early game, it kind of loses its appeal a bit. I might return to it. You never know. The fallen empire later in the game might start getting angry with you, and there's no guarantees, of course, that you're going to get those. I got a battleship. There's no guarantee that I would get that. I might get something really rubbish next time as a gift. But yeah, I'd just go through and have a play. I've heard that Shoulders of Giants is a really good one for story, but I haven't played through it myself, so I can't tell you. Oh yeah, we have plenty of alloys now. We're never going to get a lot of food and consumer goods, which I need for the colony ship, so we're just going to have to buy them. Oh, it's so expensive. Oh no, it's even more expensive. Oh, it's brutal. Still, we do need it. Yeah, yeah, ring worlds. Yeah, yeah. I think it's a damaged ring world. You can build ring worlds as well. They're one of the later in the game you can build these massive engineering structures. So ring worlds is an option in the game. Yeah, and I guess from you're a bit of a sci-fi buff in general. Is it just the Star Trek, or is it a bit broader than that? We're gonna have to sell something. Um, oh yeah, yeah. So I remember yonks ago reading. Is it Larry Niven wrote? Do you read or is it games? Oh, Mass Effect. I seem to remember that having a really story-driven game. I haven't played Halo much. Um, yeah. Oh, Asimov's good. Yeah, I love Asimov. The robots stuff is great. And I don't usually find myself doing this, but I'm selling minerals right at the beginning when we need them. Uh, oh, I haven't got enough money. Honestly, this game. All right, we can sell some of these as well. Oh, wrong click. Tabletops. Oh, brilliant. Oh, I mucked that up. I've clicked the wrong button. I haven't quite got the consumer goods we need. Okay, that we'll have to wait a little bit. I haven't played much tabletop sci-fi. Um, Friend of mine when this would be years ago when I was like 16. A friend of mine played a lot of Star Wars, but most of it I play Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay and Dungeons and Dragons at the moment. Right, just get the game ticking away in the background while we're thinking about that. Yeah, no, Asimov's just really clever writing. Really clever. Yeah, I can imagine 40k is pretty cool. Do you get? I mean, I guess not Space Marines. I think you can play Space Marines and things in some of those games, but the problem with playing a Space Marine, I think you're just like, I love the Emperor. And it's like, well, great, good that you love the Emperor. Right, okay, Moscot. What's the next option? Oh, I'm not too rush. Well, do I want to rush for you? I suppose we are. I do keep saying we need planets, but we're going to have such brutal upkeep on these. Oh, cool. Yeah, I think I'd love. I think I'd go for Inquisition campaigns. That could be really fun if I had a choice. Inquisition campaign sounds good. Hunting for Xenos and Chaos cultists and things like that. I guess all of our scientists have leveled up. So that's the scientists doing research down here. If you notice, the scientists in the ships have already leveled up quite a while ago. You can see he's nearly at level 3. So it is just worth bearing in mind you do get a little bit more XP when you're out, so you might want to cycle your scientists through from time to time, depending on what you're researching. Yeah, there's a 40k mod for this game that I've seen on YouTube. Someone playing. It looks mad. Right, traditions. Okay, so colonies are going to start getting a little bit more viable. Colonies start with one pop. Ace. I mean, a bit more viable. This is a very relative term at the moment. And I think we've probably got enough. Oh, the food is a pain, honestly. Right, we need 25 consumer goods. Well, thank you for that, Alexei Kovalchuk. I think I'll be leaving it. Um, I think at the moment I just want to enjoy the game. And food. I don't know. Always just seems like an awful lot of hassle. I mean, I'd rather have viewers who actually come back and watch the game, I think. Although it's easy for me to say that now. Right, we finally have enough resources to build a colony ship. This feels wrong. 20% habitability just feels wrong. And you see, this is so bad, Kuro, that the game is actually warning me. This planet offers low habitability for the selected species. Your pops will suffer an increase. That's how bad. That's how bad this is. Um, let's do it though. Oh, I'm going to call it a desert because that's what it is. What is the point? Well, I guess the point is our species doesn't get completely. I pressed the wrong button, didn't I? Egypt. Or did I? No, I didn't. That's building a colony ship. That's fine. Phew. Okay. So something I didn't really appreciate was just how bad. I knew my home world was going to blow up, but I hadn't really appreciated just how much it was going to skew the economy. Um, but you know, hey, that's life. And I didn't min-max this, so it really is just as it comes. Right. So Howling Vortex. I wasn't paying enough attention to you. Let's go and get the surveying going for you as well then. Survey 3, 4, 5. Brilliant. So that's the immediate area around me done. And I mean, it's fine. I mean, in terms of resources, if I wasn't panicking about colonizing, it's okay. Unfortunately, I am panicking about colonizing. So we shall see. Right. And I guess after this, we just need to go back to the bog standards. We might as well take all the choke points. I mean, we're still going to need the resources. So, what, the 35 years? No, we should get something going. Yeah, no. I don't want to over dramatise it. It's going to hurt. It is going to hurt. Um, we could really do, for instance, with tech that improves habitability, because that's going to have a real impact across our whole empire. It's. I'm trying to think. So I live in the UK, um, and it'd be like the UK on an international stage without sort of London, say. Yeah, of course you survive, but it's gonna hurt. Um, if you have fun up here, let's just survey those three for now until we see what's going on. And you are in the same system. Yes, you are. Go and have a look around here, just in case there's something good. I think it's the time pressure, Kuro, as well. What have we found? Well, we know we're not rushing for anything good down here anyway now, so sure, we'll bite on that one. Let's research. Ship sensors are picking up on an unexplained pattern of interference. Have fun. Natural wormhole. Yeah, we'll find a way. We will find a way. Um, and we have, speaking of finding things, we have detected what appears to be a naturally occurring subspace phenomenon on the edge of the Tiamat system. A rift in the very fabric of space-time has formed here, creating a wormhole. that our scientists speculate may provide a conduit through a subspace to another wormhole located somewhere else in the galaxy. Depending on where the second wormhole is located, this could allow ships to travel from one end of the galaxy to the other in a matter of days. Unfortunately, it's inherently unstable and would rip any vessel going in there apart in seconds. If it could be somehow stabilised. If only there was a technology tree in this game. They are cool though. I will try and get that system. The other thing to notice is, which you're probably starting to see now, we are on a spiral galaxy. So in terms of terrain, you can get different galaxies in Stellaris. So you can get one that's essentially a big blob. I mean, obviously the routes are still important. But if you look, there's an awful lot less ways of getting from one arm to the other than there is to go along the arms, which is just worth bearing in mind for choke points and things like that. So far, we've only actually found one route across this choke point, across this void. Oh, if you're feeling really happy, there's number 2. Just a bit of a heads up. I'm probably going to take a break in 2 minutes. Just because I've been talking for a while, I can feel my throat getting dry. So just take a quick pause, grab a quick bite to eat. But I'll plot to log on again in about a half hour. Because I am enjoying it. But I do need to grab a bite to eat. Overall, I'll probably stream. Yeah, I'll probably stream then until 4-ish. And then I'm going to keep the Stellaris game like clockwork. So I'll play this on Sunday middays. But I'll often be on playing Europa Universalis, so playing some more casual stuff. And I haven't decided what I'm going to play on a Wednesday evening. So the 2 days I'm going to guarantee to be online are Sunday and Wednesdays. But I actually play quite a bit of... Well, you can see, you don't jump on here if you don't like playing computer games. So I play quite a bit of games. So I've got a casual game going as well. Let's just... Yeah, do you know what? It's bang on 2 o'clock by my clock, so I will leave it there. Sorry to abandon you, but it's pretty much 2 hours of solid gameplay. So yeah, give me half an hour, and I will be back. So 2:30 UK time. And for anyone else who's watching, I don't know if there is anyone else watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and obviously Kuro, I hope you enjoyed it as well. Bit of a stream of consciousness. But yeah, sooner or later we're going to find some aliens. Oh, yeah, see you, Magetta. Yeah, no, that's cool. More than happy for you to come on and ask questions. Like I say, it's just been so much more fun than a very, very quiet chat room. So, speak again soon, hopefully. All right, bye all.